It's Disaster64, the jack of all fades, master of fun, and today I am speaking about optimization and how it pertains to the marketplace for graphic cards as well as in your general life. Currently, Monster Hunter Wilds has shown us their specs needed, the minimum specs we need to play, indicated with frame generation turned on. This is like NVIDIA's frame generation technology using AI that allows you to downgrade your resolution in certain places in the game, allowing for higher frame rates. You can run 4K content at like 60 frames a second with hardware that probably, if you turn that off, would be somewhere roughly around 30 or 40. So it's a substantial jump in frames. Why is this an issue? The dedicated hardware that you're purchasing is essentially becoming devalued, and it's being done on purpose by NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has made no shortcomings in letting us know their endeavors for the future, which is AI. They're the top name. They're the ones who are leading the path forward from a hardware perspective. Major players such as Facebook and even Google are buying these chipsets from NVIDIA for these purposes, AI. And why is this affecting our games? Essentially, it's incentivizing laziness. Developers no longer have to create games and optimize them for your platform, for graphics cards, and even the illustrious consoles that they claim they spend painstaking hours optimizing for is also left in the dust. See Cyberpunk when it first came out. Quite telling where that efforts were spent, usually marketing and not in optimizing the game. I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think this is really being done on purpose. Looking at the offerings from the 5 series, it is not going to get any better. It's higher energy requirements and really not a huge bump in performance. We're essentially getting what was promised with the 4 series, with the 5 series, in being able to play 4K gaming, but with the major caveat of you have to use frame generation to get anything close to high frame rates. But that flies in the face of previous generations, such as the 3 series or the 1080 Ti that was able to do these things natively. AI is the reason for this. They are pushing the concept of lack of ownership. And you see this a lot discussed in forums around buying video games, let alone playing them. But I believe NVIDIA's strategy is to move towards a system where everyone is renting server space to play their games. So you will own nothing and you will enjoy it. And the reason why I'm stating this is when you produce the AI that's creating frame generation and you're producing graphics cards that are supposed to not do this only as a crutch, what is the incentive there for you? It's no secret that AI is already running out of models to be used to gain data, meaning publicly assessed data, they've used it all. So now they have to rely on private. And a good way to get you to do that is if you sign agreements to log into their servers and play your video games. They get all of that data essentially for free, and you're testing these models and creating them. So what I'm stating here is NVIDIA is creating a monthly service for you to play your video games, and they do not want their own product competing with that, which would be graphics cards. And in so doing, segmenting the market out. For developers who are willing to forego the optimization process, they can pump out games a lot faster and really just point people instead of a minimum spec to a minimum service, such as NVIDIA's cloud gaming service. So you will, in the future, not buy a graphics card. You would essentially buy a subscription alongside your game, very similar to what has happened with Xbox Live, where it's almost a baked-in cost to play a lot of games when they came out in the early 2000s. And I think that model is going to re-emerge. One, very profitable, and two, it allows a lot of leverage. When it comes to game development, if your game isn't stamped by NVIDIA as playable on their service, you're almost going to guarantee lesser sales because there is really no alternative. Your game's not optimized to play on the hardware, and NVIDIA has no real benefit or draw to continue to do that. And to be honest, this is being seen in our day-to-day world. The fact of the matter is, you make enough money currently. The world is not optimized for your wallet. That is the truth of the matter. Pouring more power into it, aka making more money, is not going to solve the housing crisis and the like, because they want to sell you it as a subscription service. So the world is not being optimized for income anymore. It's being optimized for profit. And that is what's happening to our games as well. Well, that's my 2 cents. It's Disaster64. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.